Hi, this is Dale Pearce, assignment 3 for LEAD 6123, module 3 assignment, board presentation. Going to be talking today about the RTMA, also known as the Rochester Technology Manufacturing Association. They are a nonprofit organization in the Rochester region that serves up to 85 companies in the manufacturing sector. Their mission and their vision includes of this: to promote the innovation of Finger Lakes region through our 5 pillars of engagement. We'll talk about each of these 5 pillars coming up. And the 5 pillars are as followed: manufacturing innovation, strategic growth, workforce development, which is probably the main focus of one of the pillars, or if you say the main middle one, the supporting pillar. Talk a little bit about access to markets, and then also political advocacy. So specifically, we're going to talk about measurement and the social impact of each of those 5 pillars. When we look at manufacturing innovation, successful innovation is the use of new technological knowledge, market knowledge, and business models that can deliver a new product or service or products, services, and a combination to customers that will purchase prices of those particular products. One of the examples that we'll talk about that the RTMA has partnered with is the Rochester Institute of Technology, or RIT, a very prestigious technical college that offers postdoc academic programming, and then also various mechanical engineering degrees too. They've linked directly with the Golisano Institute of Sustainability for additive manufacturing, and a lot of startup companies will utilize this service in manufacturing. Companies in the area will use rapid prototyping, so that would be kind of the social impact too. So the measurement specifically for that would be, to see how many people are engaging in these particular services. We'll talk about strategic growth. Strategic growth, the RTMA uses a core value program. It is a diagnostic tool which provides member companies information, comparing them to their peers regarding key performance measures. So if you want to stay competitive in this market, in this region, the Finger Lakes region, it helps to identify both strengths and weaknesses and presents the opportunity to make strategic competitive improvements, which lead to financial growth. And again, working in the advanced manufacturing sector, profit margins have to be, you know, pretty good in regards to staying competitive, as there's about 800 companies in the local Rochester region that would be deemed in the industry sector. And then we'll talk about workforce development. Earlier, I had mentioned that specifically is the backbone of what the RTMA does. There's a lot of expansion going on here. And again, workforce development kind of helps folks from poverty-stricken areas to kind of come out of that particularly. What we're looking at is to facilitate the development of skilled workers in the region. In order to do that, they have linked with schools like Monroe Community College, which I work at, Tooling U, which is an online advanced manufacturing educational provider, largest one in the United States. Work directly with apprenticeships. There's an apprenticeship initiative that they have we'll talk about later. They also have collaborations with local industries that provide trainings as well. So a company like OptiPro has a variety of machining programs, Mastercam training, which is CAD/CAM software. They also offer scholarships up to Monroe Community College. So that will help students get into the workforce and help serve underrepresented populations to give them the scholarships they need to get the training, and essentially upskill. So we continue on with the 5 pillars. The last 2 are access to markets and then political advocacy. In order to facilitate access to the market, the RTMA has created an internet marketing program that allows companies in the region to access a variety of markets and the financial and trending themes within it. As far as political, though it might be tough to measure, not until policy is put into place, the RTMA organizes coalition grassroots efforts meeting with legislators, key policy makers, and organizes a manufacturing lobby day in Albany. So year and year again, they're always advocating to change policy that will help area manufacturers and grow our industry sector, which would then essentially stimulate the economy. So that's going to be very helpful. The executive director, Kevin Kelly, is constantly meeting with political stakeholders and trying to advocate for a lot of the companies that he represents um, through his membership. And basically, the membership itself, when you talk about a nonprofit versus a profit organization, though they typically run this organization as it's a nonprofit. However, from the five pillars, they take all of those um, services and potential revenue entities, and they put that into a balance sheet, which then again gives them the profit loss overall for the organization itself. So thinking of that, the membership fees are ranging anywhere from, for a small company, about $600 a year, to a larger company, which might have 500 employees, that could be up to, $5,500 dollars for the membership fee. And part of the membership fee and some of the benefits include, um, access to health care. Also, there is a program that allows companies to access to Staples, and anything over $200 purchase, they get an extra 2% off. So large companies, that can help them significantly. So these are just some of the added benefits that the Rochester Technology and Manufacturing Association offers its members. Also, to be included into the balance sheet are your typical budgetary items like IT, travel, marketing, copy services, paper, office supplies, and things of that nature. And one of the biggest success stories of the RTMA as of late is they've put a significant amount of energy into apprenticeship programming. About 2 years ago, they were able to utilize and secure a grant that would start an intermediary apprenticeship program in the Finger Lakes region. And essentially, what that does is RTMA can go around and represent a handful of companies as a consortium and sign up apprentices through the New York State registration process instead of the company going directly to the New York State Department of Labor to do so. It makes it an easy lift for companies, so they don't have to have personnel manage it. So they essentially do the heavy lifting for the apprentice, track them, find them related instruction as well, grants that could pay for their training, which we were able to do that with Monroe Community College through a variety of grants. This has now become probably one of the most exciting programs actually in the country, believe it or not. Apprenticeships are growing big time, and luckily enough, we had a presence here in Rochester for quite some time. So looking at the Finger Lakes Youth Apprenticeship Program was actually built on the federal model of youth apprenticeship programs. And what we are looking at doing specifically here is coupling workplace industry relationships with dual credit opportunities in local high schools to get students involved into manufacturing sectors at the 11th grade level and the 12th grade level. They will have formal job shadow opportunities and formal paid co-op opportunities for $13 an hour for the youth apprenticeship program. This program is actually being built or has been built to really help sustain the registered apprenticeship model long term. This year, we've had some great successes with it. On Tuesday, January 28th, we are going to be doing a signing day event. And in that signing day event, we are going to sign 37 juniors and seniors to actual formal letters of intent with companies in the region. And then later in February, we're going to go out to the west side here of the Finger Lakes region and sign up another 14 seniors for paid co-ops. So in our inaugural year, it's been very successful. But again, if we want to build apprenticeships out, we need to think about the youth. And that's one of the successes of the program. All right, so some of the limitations that we have here at the RTMA, again, as it is a nonprofit organization, some of the staff members, the low pay has really kind of led to a high turnover for your professional staff, your secretaries, and so forth. Also, another limitation that has been noted by the workforce director is the geographic location. It's a rather large area for the Finger Lakes region, and being located in Rochester, anything 30 miles outside of Rochester is rather difficult to coordinate events and support companies. So the majority of the members are really kind of in the Rochester region, and trying to extend the bandwidth for membership has been, problematic due to the geographic location of companies. So some of the suggestions and recommendations that I would make are, one, since you have a high turnover, invest a little bit more into your professional staff to make sure that you can keep some quality staff members and keep them happy. And then second, what I would do is look specifically for grants, and aggressively seek out a variety of grants that meet the mission of the RTMA. They do have several that they've done with apprenticeships, some that have helped with the advanced manufacturing sector for operating dollars as well. But I think they need somebody that's truly dedicated, an expert in grant writing. I think if they have that particular person, it would be worth their weight in gold, as they're able to leverage more resources. So a grant writer would be of, you know, very helpful. And then also, again, continue to pound the workforce pillar as well. That really seems to kind of be the driving force in this organization, is workforce. When you look at the labor market data in our region, you will see that for advanced manufacturing sectors, that for every trained machinist that's coming out of some of our programs in the region, that they have potentially anywhere from 8 to 11 job offers. Obviously, there's a middle skills gap, and we need to address that, and we do that through workforce development. And these are my references, and going back to um, Blank et al., talking about leveraging grants, looking specifically at what they suggested on there is having the flexibility to leverage grants would help the RTMA. And that concludes my presentation for assignment 3.